my name is Rakesh. My name is Rakesh. So I have 9+ years of real-time experience. Okay. In this workshop, I have 9+ years of experience as a front-end developer, ReactJS, JavaScript. I have worked on most of the front-end UI technologies. Fine. So in this workshop, so let me define the workshop agenda first. Okay. I will be muting everyone. Okay. Okay, at the end, you can ask me the questions. So let me explain you the agenda of this workshop. So the agenda of this workshop is I will explain you what is ReactJS and its introduction, features of React. So let me say ReactJS intro and features of React. Okay, and what are the job opportunities in React? Okay, what are the job opportunities we have in React? And next, I will show how to create a simple ReactJS application with the help of the CLI command line interface. And later on, let's create one Spring Boot application and let's just integrate it with React application. So this is what our agenda is about. Everyone clear? Fine. So let me start with the ReactJS introduction. So this is our agenda. As part of this workshop, below is our agenda. Clear? So we have ReactJS intro, features, job opportunities, and a sample application to be created, and that to be integrated with the Spring Boot application. Clear? So let's start with the React intro. First thing, what is this ReactJS? So ReactJS is a JavaScript library. So this is a JavaScript library. Okay, this is developed by Facebook. Okay, fine. So what is the purpose of this ReactJS? Why it was developed? Yes, Facebook has developed this, but why they have developed? What is the purpose of this ReactJS? So let's understand that first. To understand that, we need to understand what is DOM, and then comes the how to manipulate this DOM. So I will show you that with an example. So let me open Node.js website. So this is a Node.js website. Okay, this is not built on ReactJS. Okay, ReactJS was not used to build this application. Clear? So let me right click here on this application. I'm right clicking, inspect. So I will be getting something called a developer tool. This is a browser developer tool. Clear? Not only in the Chrome, you will be getting this in the Firefox, Mozilla, any of the browsers, you will be getting this developer tools. When you right click, inspect, you will be getting something called as a browser developer tools. If you go here, in the first tab, you will be having elements tab. So whatever you see in this elements tab is known as a DOM. DOM is nothing but a document object model. Clear? This is a DOM. Fine. And if I do each and every action, whatever the action I do in this application, if you see, this is a DOM. If I do an action, see, the DOM is reconstructed from top to the bottom. You can see the blink. So it blinks, the DOM blinks from the top to the bottom, head, body, and all the tags in this would be blinking once. What does it mean? It means the DOM is reconstructed one more time because of your action. For example, if I click downloads, I've done an action. So based on that, this DOM is reconstructed one more time. Okay. So this is not a simple operation. So as you see this, it is you are clicking something, you are getting some other page. You may feel that this is a simple thing, but this is not a simple one. Here the DOM is reconstructed from the top to the end. This is a cost-effective and time-taking process. The reason behind this is you want downloads to be visible. Okay, if you click downloads tab, entire this page was reloaded. Entire this page was reloaded. If you see, if I click about, you see this page was reloaded, and all this DOM was reconstructed one more time. Clear? So this is time-taking process and cost-effective. The reason behind this is each and every tag from the top to the bottom will be reconstructed one more time, and all the CSS for these tags would be applied, and the events would be handled to these tags. All these three things will be happen when you do a single operation on this site. Everyone clear? You do something on this in this website, so entire DOM would be reconstructed. What does reconstruction means? It means again from the HTML uh, opening tag to the ending tag, all the tags would be reloaded once again in the browser. That is what it is going to happen. Next, all the CSS to these elements would be applied once again, and events. If I click something, something should happen, right? All these button events, all the event related things also will be attached to the elements. All these things would be happen when the DOM was reconstructed. So that is the reason this DOM reconstruction is very cost effective and time taking process. Okay, as you know, Facebook team has Instagram and all other social media websites with them. If a post in Instagram, for a single minute, for a single second, you'll be getting a number of posts, a number of photos, post articles to be posted for each and every second. Okay, for each and every article or a post posted, okay, if you reconstruct the DOM again and again and again for each and every operation, if you reconstruct the DOM again and again, okay, what happens? So it is a time taking process. User sees some delay in seeing in the posts, in seeing the articles, he may see some delay. Clear? So that should not be happen. So that is the reason, okay, that is the reason Facebook people has thought that why. So if I do some small change, why entire DOM should be re-rendered again and again? Why can't I can only modify a bit of this DOM? Okay, only a partial, whatever I change, only that should be updated in the DOM. Why it is updating entire DOM? It should not update the DOM, entire DOM, right? It only should update what is needed or what change is done. Only that part should be updated in the DOM. It should not reload or reconstruct the DOM, entire DOM again. So that is what the Facebook people has thought. So for that reason, what they have done is, so they have searched in the market. Is there any available library like this? So where only you can do, only inject your changes into the DOM instead of reconstructing everything. Only you want to inject the changes into the DOM. So that is what they have searched in the real world, but in the market, but they couldn't able to find. Unfortunately, they couldn't able to find any of the library or the framework which supports this kind of thing. So that's the reason they have built a DOM called as virtual DOM. Okay, this is known as a virtual DOM. So this is the reason why they have came up with a concept called virtual DOM. They want to inject only the changes that they need into the DOM. They don't want to reconstruct the DOM again and again for a single operation. So that is their thought process, and that's the reason they have introduced the virtual DOM. Apart from this virtual DOM, they have introduced a couple of topics, okay, which will really help to maintain the state of a components and will support their requirement. So and they have developed a number of concepts like this, and they have named that library as react.js. So this is the introduction of the react.js, how it came into the picture. So now let's see what is a virtual DOM. Okay, we understood they have introduced something called as virtual DOM. So let's see how it works. Okay, so let me take the question. Please share. Okay, yeah. So for further updates related to the course or related to the react.js course or any of the further updates, you can join this WhatsApp link. Clear? Fine. So what is virtual DOM? Let's see that the virtual DOM. What is this virtual DOM? Is mean. Okay. Let me open one more website called ReactMD. So this website is developed completely by using the React. So React.js was used to develop this website. Clear? So now if you see, if I do any of the operation, this website will not reload. See, if I click blog and the DOM will not be reconstructed again. Only the part which is needed for this blog, if you click the blog, what it means, you are interested in blog article or a blog link navigation. Okay, you want to navigate to the blog. It means that's it. Only this part of the change would be reflected in the DOM. Not entire DOM will be not be reconstructed again. Clear? So if I click blog here, see, Only the part which it is really needed, that part was modified in the DOM. Entire DOM was not reconstructed once again. You could able to understand the difference, right? Everyone. So this is what a virtual DOM means. It means you're only injecting the changes which are really needed, okay, into the DOM instead of reconstructing the DOM once again. So for example, if I click, I will once again click this about. So clearly observe that it will not blink HTML head body like this only. Okay, only it will blink the part here. Only the main layout would be blinking. So if I click this, so you can see only the head part. So some dependencies we have. That's the reason head part may be blinked. And if you see, none of the div or any of the other tags were being blinked. It means they have not reconstructed once again. Only this main layout was blinked. It means it was reconstructed. Our changes were injected into this main element. Clear? Not entire DOM was reconstructed. Only our changes was injected into this. So this is known as a virtual DOM. Clear, everyone? Let me take a few questions. Okay. I think there is someone. So if you have any questions related to the project, can we share on WhatsApp group? No, I don't think so. You can have, this is like we'll be having a Telegram group. I think your name is Jitender. So we'll be having a Telegram group. Once you have paid and you have entered into this course, you'll be joined to the Telegram group. There we can discuss about the exercises, errors, or project related issues, everything we can discuss in that Telegram group. This WhatsApp group is for the updates related to the course. Okay, Rajesh Shekhar, we have jQuery, Ajax, right? How react.js is different from others. Ajax and jQuery or something different. Okay, now whatever you have seen and listened, okay, so that is known as a react.js. The jQuery and the Ajax, or just they will not reload the page. They will do the Ajax calls at the back end, that background. That's it. They will not inject our changes into the DOM as React does. See, Jitendra, this is not a related question, Jitendra. Okay, we'll discuss that later. So now this is what we have. Okay, now you people have understood what is a virtual DOM. Now let's go back to the features of this React.js. Okay, now let's understand the features of React.js. As we discussed, the first thing is a virtual DOM. So the power is of React.js is a virtual DOM. Because of this virtual DOM, so Instagram was completely developed on React.js background itself. So it was completely developed on React.js background. So that's the reason. So Instagram was so fast. So anyone uses this virtual DOM, the application or the application performance will be very fast enough. So the first feature is virtual DOM, and the second feature is JSX. So what is this JSX? JSX is known as a JavaScript XML. So here in React.js, while you're developing the React application, you'll be using a special syntax called JSX. Okay, where HTML and JavaScript would be combined in a single file, and that file is known as a JSX file. The reason why we combine this is with the help of this JSX, okay, we are converting the HTML elements, okay, into React.js components. So this is what we do. With the help of this JSX, we are going to convert the HTML elements into the React.js components. Everyone clear? So that's the reason we are going to use this JSX syntax in the React.js. So this is one of the best features. So I will be explaining you this in detail in the sessions, what it is and how the Babel is going to convert the HTML elements into React components. But we have a feature called JSX. We'll be writing our code in terms of JSX. Don't feel that JSX is a new thing or nothing like that. If you know HTML, so that is enough. HTML and mixture of JavaScript is known as JSX. That's it. Okay, and now you can understand the JSX later point of time. So this is a one feature which we use to convert the HTML elements into the React.js components. That's the reason we are going to use this JSX. Clear? And also the another feature is it is a component based. So the react.js is a component based. What does it mean? It means everything in react.js what you see is a component. Everything you see in a react.js will be a component. Fine. For example, so if I see I will show you a website. So let's see this. Okay, you're seeing here, right? So this is a website. Now everything in this react.js would be a component. For example, all the part which is you are seeing in the right side, it can be a nav bar. This is one of the component. Okay, and the head part you are seeing, this can be one of the component, and whatever you see, this would be one component, and all this component would be placed in one container. That would be the application, entire application. That may be called as an application here. Clear, everyone? So each and everything, whatever you see in the React.js would be a small component. Okay, why we need to break the React.js application in terms of small components? Because components gives us the reusability. Because if you create one component once, that's it. You can use that component n number of times by just passing the props so that it can be dynamic. The component will be behaving like a dynamic, not in a static way. You're going to pass properties. So based upon your properties, the components would be behaving accordingly. Okay, the React.js, whatever you develop in React.js, okay, you need to develop that based on a components. Everything you see would be a component. Clear? The reason why we develop is reusability, and you can easily test the components. Okay, independently you can test that components, and easily you can identify the bugs. If something is not working here in this table of contents, if something is not working here, I no need to check or verify entire application. I can straight away go here, I can point this, and I can verify what is the error here. So that is also an important advantage we'll be getting. So we can easily identify the bugs as well with the help of component based development. Clear? So that is the third feature. Everything would be a component, and it helps us in debugging, easy to identify the issues, testing the component independently, the usability of the component. That is about developing the React.js application based on the component basis. So if you see any of the application from now, so if you are developing any of the application from scratch, you'll be getting something like this wireframes. You need to understand what are the wireframes first, and you need to divide how many components you have, how to divide the components, how to reuse the components. That is the first decision you're going to take. Okay, there comes the component based architecture, how you're going to divide the components. That's the main feature of this component based. Okay, and the next part is one-way binding. Okay, in the React.js, the data, the flow of data will be in unidirectional. It means the data will be transformed from the parent to the child. It will not like a child to the parent. It will be in a unidirectional flow. The data would be transformed. The flow of the data will be from top to the bottom, like parent to the child. Okay, child can't pass the data back to the parent, but it can have the communication with the parent. Okay, it can have the communication with the parent with the help of the events, and it can modify the state. So that is how it can communicate. Okay, that's the where it can, the communication can be done. But the data flow will be only unidirectional. It will be from the top to the bottom. Clear? That is another feature called one-way binding. Okay, now coming to the fifth feature, so it is the simplicity. So now you can understand the Java React.js so with a single command. So I will be showing you now in a minute. With a single command, you are going to create a React project, okay, and you can start working with the React. So this is a simplicity with the help of this CLI, so command line interface. Okay, you can do that with the help of this command line interface command. You can easily create a React project and you can work on that. Clear? Fine. So these are a couple of features. So still we have a number of advantages by using this React.js. So we also have React routing. Okay. We use this React routing. for single page applications. For single page applications, we'll be using the React routing as well. So for example, if you see here, so this is a single page application. If you see blog here, so once you click this blog, this route has modified, and related to this route, the components will be loaded. That is known as a routing. Whatever I click here, so based on my click, the route would be modified, and based on this, the related components would be loaded. So this is what the routing part. So this is an best example for the single page application. Of course, we'll be developing something like this. No issues. In the original session codes, we'll be developing something like this. Clear? So these are some of the features we have. Coming to the job opportunities. So let me see here. I will show you the job opportunities in react.js. So if you see, so let me open this Naukri. Okay, you have seen the react.js job opportunities. There are 62,748 jobs are available. Okay, throughout the India, we have this as per the June data. These many jobs are available. So in the LinkedIn also, there are waiting for 34,000 plus jobs. Clear? So like this, it has a more job opportunities. If you have 2 to 4 years of experience, if you just keep only React, that is enough. No need to keep n number of tech stacks or a fake experience or fake tech stacks. You no need to do all those things. You just keep React. That's it. That is more than enough. If you're going with the 2 years of experience, only the name React is enough to get a job. Clear, everyone? So we have n number of job opportunities for React.js. And also React is more trending when compared to the Angular or Vue. React is more trending. If you compare that with the Google Trends, so let me compare that with the Google Trends. React would be dominating the Angular and Vue.js. So let me show that. So this is a Google Trends. So I can compare the other tech stacks with the one which we are looking for. So that's what I'm doing here. So here you can see, yep. So now we have React, Angular, and the Vue.js. See, the React is dominating. React is at the top position. So you no need to worry that Angular is going to overtake like that. So now React is dominating everything. Clear? Not only the Google Trends, so you can also verify. You can also compare that with the GitHub stars. So GitHub React.js. So if I go here, if I go to the React.js GitHub community, so you can see here how many stars they have. So for example, they have 190K stars for the React, Facebook React, they have 190K stars. It's like a rating. Okay, if you can go with the Angular as well. So you can go if it is Angular. So let me show that for the Angular as well. It has 190K. Okay, and now let's see, it is 82K. It is an Angular. It is 82.2K. It is more than half. Okay, it's more than double. React has that many things. So more people are using it, more people are liking it. The star represents that. More people are liking this React. So React.js is dominating not only from the Google Trends, it is also dominating in terms of jobs, in terms of GitHub stars as well. So it provides a number of job opportunities if you're good at React.js. Clear? Fine. So let me go back to the another one. So we have also discussed about the job opportunities. Now let's start discussing about creating how to create React.js app. Okay, so let me take a folder. So I have taken a folder here. Okay, workshop 26, some folder. Okay, now I will open this folder in VS Code. So VS Code is a editor which we are using. Okay, you can use any of the favorite editor you want. Okay, but in this workshop we'll be using the VS Code. Okay, I'm opening, I've created one sample folder. I'm opening that in a VS Code, open with code. Now that would be open, the sample folder would be open in a VS Code. Now I'm opening the terminal. I will go here. I will open the terminal. Okay, I'm taking a new terminal. I'm increasing it. Okay, I've taken here. Now, with the help of a simple command, npx create react app and give your application name. So this is a workshop. So let me give it as a workshop. React workshop. Clear? So I will explain you the command. So what I have did npx create, sorry, npx create react app, okay, react workshop. See now here the npx. What does npx mean? So npx means, so before you do this, okay, you need to have node.js to be downloaded and installed. Okay, I will be providing you the link. So this is the link we have for the node.js, and to download the node.js, so this is the one link. Okay, you need to have node.js as a dependency. Okay, I'm pasting that. You need to download the node.js. So here you have as per your need. So your Windows installer, Mac, or Ubuntu, or any of the Linux machines. So based upon your OS, go and download the Node.js version. Download the LTS support because this is a long-term support. Okay, LTS means long-term support. So click this and download the respective OS Node.js in your machine. So once you download and install that Node.js, so along with the Node.js, you'll be getting something called npm. So if you want to understand whether Node.js was installed or not, so open a command prompt. You will be opening a command prompt. In this command prompt, you can check the Node.js node-v. You'll be getting the Node.js version which is installed in your machine. Clear? Along with Node.js, once you download the Node.js and install that in your machine, along with Node.js, you'll be getting something called npm version. -v, it gives the version. So you no need to create or install this npm separately. So this will be coming along with the Node.js. What does npm mean and what does this npx means? So npm means it's a node package manager. It is used to maintain the dependencies. What all the dependencies you need in your application, that would be maintained with the help of this npm. Okay. Whereas coming to npx, what is this npx? So if you see, this npx is node package executable. It is an executor. Okay, what does it does? So it will not install the library or package in the machine. Okay, it will take them that from the npm repository and it will create this project. So what is this create react app? This is provided by react.js team. Facebook react.js team has provided this create react app. So this is known as a CLI. If you run this command, just if you run this command, that is enough. It is going to create us a react.js project. So npx is to execute this command, create react app, and it is going to, with the help of this create react app, we're going to create a project called react workshop. Here the project name will be going here. Okay, this can be anything. Okay, but the naming convention should be something like this. This should be the project name. And create react app is something which they have created. So npx create app means you're going to execute this create react app package and you're going to create this react workshop project. So that is what the meaning of this command. So let me run this. As soon as I click enter, here you can see a couple of files would be structured. The first file is, you can see the package.json. First the folder will be created. In that folder, the package.json file is the first file. It would be generated. And in this, after this package.json file, okay, it will be installing all the dependencies needed, and it will be installing all the dependencies needed for this package.json. That's what it is going to do. Clear? So you can see after this, you'll be getting node modules folder. So this node modules folder is a folder where all the dependencies of this project would be maintained in our local. Clear? In this package.json is a crucial file, and this is very much important file. In this file, you'll be having the dependencies, dev dependencies, and what scripts to be run. Everything will be available in this package.json file. Okay, now it takes a couple of time. So this command takes a couple of time because you're creating React workshop project along with the node modules installed. Node modules will be installed automatically. See, once this package.node modules was came here, all these packages libraries are installed. These are our dependencies and dev dependencies. We need these node modules folder for sure. With the help of this node modules only, this project would be running. If we don't have this node modules, it means all the dependencies which we need to develop the project will not be available. So that's the reason it will not be there. Our project will not run if this node modules is not there. So that is the reason we need to install this node modules before any of the project you are running. Okay, you need to make sure whether node modules project is available or not, folder is available or not. If it is not there, if you are trying to run your project, you will be seeing issues. So that's the reason you need to do npm install, and all these files would be coming. So once the installation is completed, all these files will be getting. Everyone clear? So once you get all these files, so what to do next? That will be reported here itself. So I will be showing that as well. So I will push this to the top. So once all the installations in was done, see all the commands would be listed here for us. So it is suggesting us, we suggest that you begin by typing this, because we are in the external folder. We are not in this React workshop project. Okay, that is the reason it is asking to do a cd, change the directory. So okay, I will do that. It is asking me to change the directory to React workshops. Yes, I will do that. Now I have changed this directory, and it is asking me to do an npm start. It means npm start. I will do that. So once you do this, what happens? Our React project would be running in the development server. It would be automatically open in a web default browser. Okay, see, starting the development server, and it will automatically take us to the default browser, and it will be hosting our application. React project will be loading in the local host 3000. This is the default port number. Here our React project would be located, loaded. Okay, so this is how it is going to shown whenever you work initially. So if you got this, it means you're successfully able to initialize the React project with the help of the CLI. Clear? So this is how the React project should be created. Hope everyone is clear on this. Fine. Now let me tell you about few topics. Like, if you don't have the CLI, so there would be a number of configurations you need to do that manually. For example, your application is loading in some server. It is loading in some development server. So that you need to configure yourself. Okay, and whatever the code you write, the JSX code, okay, that is not understand by the browser. Someone else should be converted that into the browser understandable code. That is Babel. Okay, the Babel configuration is needed for us. That is you're not doing here. Okay, and the live server means whatever the changes you do. See what he's saying: edit src app.js and save to reload. Clear? I will go to app.js, src app.js. I will modify something. So I will say something workshop. If I say workshop, if I go back, it was automatically reloaded. So this is the live reloading feature. So this is also we need to configure ourselves. But all these things you have not even done anything. You have did only a zero configuration. Just you have run this command. That's it. Everything was given by React team itself. They have provided us the live reload server, development server, and Babel transpiler, everything which we need. Okay, they have provided by default. So that is known as this zero configuration way. If they have not provided all these configurations, if you are going to configure all this manually, it takes it takes configuring our project with the development server, configuring our project with the Babel. You'll be facing a number of issues in that. If you face a number of issues while you're setting up the project, you feel that it is very tough and you will not touch this again. So that is the reason nowadays all the JavaScript frameworks and libraries, they are coming with the CLIs, command line interfaces. Clear? With one command, you no need to bother what is happening at the screen behind. You can just start and develop the things. Okay, that is known as this zero configuration. So this is what we are doing now, and now our application would be loaded in the localhost 3000. You can develop the things. So let me show what is the JSX mean. So this is what the JSX means. So whatever you see here, so this is .js means this is a JavaScript file, and in this JavaScript file, you are writing JSX. Clear? This is known as the JSX. What is this JSX? This is HTML, right? Yes, this is an HTML. Of course, this is the HTML, but you are not writing this HTML in the HTML page. You are writing this HTML in the JSX page. Clear? That is known as a JSX. You are writing HTML in the JavaScript file. Okay, usually where we used to write this HTML, we used to write the HTML in the .html file, but now you're writing the HTML in the JavaScript file. So that's the reason we call this syntax as JSX. The reason why we are doing this is now we are converting each and every HTML element into React component. That is what the JSX does at the behind the screens. Okay, fine. Now this is how a React project would be initialized. So let me show up how a bootstrap, a Spring Boot application would be done. Okay, so for example, so Spring Boot application can be done like let me open a normal folder. So start spring.io. You need to do this. You need to go here. Okay, start spring.io. So now what we are going to do, we are going to how to create Spring Boot app. So that's we'll be doing. Okay, now to do this, first requirement is you need to have Java downloaded and installed in your machine, and Java home should be set. Okay, for example, let me show how to download the Java. So Java download. So most of the cases everyone tries to download that from java.com. No, try to download the Java from the Oracle. So go here. So try to download the JDK version. Okay, latest JDK version. I will keep this link as well. You need to have Java in your machine, and also you need to set the Java path till bin folder. Okay, this is the two things you need to do before you're going to start with a Spring Boot. Clear? Once you're done with this, go to this site, start spring.io. Let me keep that link as well. So here you can select all your options, whatever options you want. For example, I'm selecting yes, I need a Spring Boot application. I want a Maven project. So this is an easiest way to set up the Spring Boot application. So that's the reason everyone does with this. They go and they initialize a Spring Boot application with the help of this Spring start.spring.io site. Yes, I need a Spring Boot application with the Maven project. Yes, the language is Java. Okay, and you can select the Spring Boot version. You can modify something called, yes, you can keep something called workshop, something, the group name, and this is an artifact name. This is a description. You can modify whether this is a large scale application, e-commerce application, whatever the application that is going to do, you can keep that as a description. So this is the main thing. It's the package name. This would be like a reverse of the website name. Okay, this should be given according to your project, or according to your domain, or according to your company standards. Fine. And we'll be doing this with a jar. Okay, and the Java version is 17. So once you select all these options, here you have add dependencies. If you click this, it will be showing you what all the dependencies should be added. All these dependencies will be added in the pom.xml. Okay, let's take two things like Spring Web. Okay, as we will be developing the Spring Boot application, let's develop the Spring Web. I'm clicking that, and also Spring Boot Dev Tools. Okay, two dependencies I have added here. Clear? So now let's generate the application. So if I click generate, so the application will be generated. Yes, it was downloaded. Okay, now let me open that, and you got a zip file. Okay, you need to unzip that file. Okay, let me have done this already. Yes, if you unzip that, you'll be getting something like this. This is a structure you'll be having. Clear? So now what we have done, we have created a Spring Boot application that is ready in our hands. So here I will not be using Spring or IntelliJ, because VS Code is my favorite code editor, IDE. I will be going with this VS Code itself. I don't want to go with the Spring or sorry, Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEs. I will go with the VS Code itself. So if you're good at Eclipse, or if Eclipse was already installed, IntelliJ was already installed, you can go ahead with the IntelliJ or Eclipse IDEs. Any IDE is fine. Okay, but I will be going with the VS Code. Okay, because most of the front-end developers will be choosing VS Code as their favorite IDE. So that's the reason, and I'm going with the VS Code. Fine. With this VS Code, you need to add a couple of extensions. So VS Code is not that much easy or compatible like Eclipse to handle the JavaScript code. Okay, that's the reason we need to install a few two extensions so that it will be more or less it would be compatible as an Eclipse IDE. What are those extensions? So let me show you that. So I have opened, if you open that demo application, the VS Code, it looks something like this. Here you can go to the extensions in the VS Code. Here I will be showing you the extensions. Type Java extension pack. If you do this, if you type this Java extension pack, okay, you'll be getting something like this. Okay, here there will be like 6 packages would be coming along with this. As I have already installed this extension in the VS Code, it is showing disable and uninstall options for me. If you have not yet installed these extensions, you will be shown install option for you. So why you are doing this Java extension pack, why you are installing this Java extension pack is to support all the features of this Java in this VS Code. Okay, by default VS Code will not have the Java support. So that's the reason we are trying to get the Java support into VS Code. That's the reason you're installing all these things. So you can see whatever the extensions you're going to get. So all these 6 extensions would be combined and it would be installed as a single pack. You'll be getting language support for JavaScript, debugging for Java, test runner for Java, Maven for Java, project manager for Java. All this would be installed. Okay, if you install this package, all these things would be installed automatically. That's what it is going to do. Everyone clear? This is the first extension we need to install. The second extension is Spring Boot. As we are developing Spring Boot application, we need to have a Spring Boot extension pack. So let me type this. Now, apart from all this, I'm going to this Spring Boot extension. So no, this is not the one. Spring Boot tools. 1 second. Spring Boot extension pack. Yes, Spring Boot extension pack, which consists of 3 extensions. Those are Spring Boot tools, Spring Boot initializer Java support, Spring Boot dashboard. All these 3 would be coming as part of, if you install this extension, what we are doing is we are giving the VS Code the Spring Boot extension support. So all the Spring Boot features, functionalities, which will be by default now will, if you install this extension, that would be available in the VS Code. Everyone clear till this point? Now we have a project called VS Code in this here. Okay, now let me write a couple of code here. So I have taken one more domain. This is my domain, so I will be working here. Okay, the same. Okay, you can do the same. So let me show here that here. Okay, now what we are going to write, we need to write one endpoint, right? First of all, you are going to write a RESTful web services, right? So that's the reason you need to add. So by default, you will be getting all these things. Now you need to add one more annotation that is known as a REST controller. So if I click this, REST controller would be added, this annotation would be added, and the respective import statement would be added automatically. How it is going to do all these things is because we have installed the 2 extensions, Java extension pack and Spring Boot extension pack. So that is the reason it was automatically imported. Okay, why you are importing this REST controller? By using this annotation, we are telling that we are going to write one endpoint where the web developers can use that endpoint. That is what we are telling with this annotation. Okay, once you do this, next what you're going to do, you're going to do one more annotation, write that get mapping. Okay, at the rate get mapping, and if I click enter, yes, at the rate get mapping would be imported, and this is what we are doing. Get mapping means we are going to do an hello. So this is our endpoint. So what this get mapping does, this will tell that if anyone uses the hello as an endpoint, okay, this method should be triggered. So that is what this annotation is going to tell us. So let's write the method first. Public string. I just want to return back the string, and I'm writing a hello method. Okay, and I'm writing this hello method. I have opened this method. Fine. In this hello method, let me take one request parameter. So how I can do that? Again, I'm doing one annotation, request param. I'm doing that as a request param. Enter. It would be imported. Request param would be imported here. Okay, and my request param name is okay value. Okay, and the default value for that would be, so let me take that as a Spring Boot. Okay, this would be the default one. Clear? And I need to mention the type. The string, the name of this request parameter is string. Clear? The value is name. So now whenever anyone hit this URL, if they are not sending anything, like if you're not sending anything, then okay, then this Spring Boot would be taken okay as a request parameter. If they are sending something, then you'll be having this value, this name. If they are sending some request parameter with the name, then that would be taken. If they are not sending anything, this would be taken as a default value. Clear? Now we need to return something. Okay, we have a request parameter. Someone hits this URL, this endpoint. We need to return something to them. So we are returning return string. Let me return a string. Okay, dot format. Okay, now let me format this. So I'm using a string hello. I'm using a hello and percentage yes, so that to dynamically get the value of the name. So whatever the name you send as a query parameter, that we can show here, that we can see here. No, okay, clear? Everyone clear, right? This is what we are writing. So we are just returning back hello, and whatever the parameter you send, that would be returned back. Clear? Valid character. So give me a second. So it should be valid, right? Let me write it once again. Okay, hello. Yes, invalid character again. Not sure why it is getting. Fine. Let's see what is the issue later. So now this is how you're going to write a service. So this is a simple way of writing an endpoint. You need to import the REST controller as you're writing a REST application. You need to import a get mapping as you're pointing this endpoint. Someone hits this endpoint, this method would be executed. Okay, and this is going to return back this one hello, and you're going to return this name. This is what you're going to return back. Okay, instead of this hello, let's do something like message. So for everything, I think it is saying that invalid constant. Fine. So let's see that why it is getting okay, no issues. So fine, this is what the endpoint. So this is a simple endpoint we have constructed. So now okay, how to run this endpoint will show you. Before that, we need to write how to hit this from React application. So this is my React application. So I'm commenting, or I will be removing all this part. Okay, we need to do an API call. For that, we need to import. Okay, I'm going to import use effect. Okay, use effect I will be importing from React library. So why I'm using use effect? So use effect, use state. So let me give a small intro about this use effect and use state. React hooks, all these are known as React hooks. Use state hook is, you'll be using use state hook to maintain the state. Okay, with the help of this use state hook, you'll be maintaining the state. With the help of use effect, okay, you will be maintaining the lifecycle methods of react.js application. Okay, this with the help of this use effect. So these are hooks. What does a hooks means? You no need to call these functions. Those functions would be called automatically by themselves. Okay, at one point they will be called automatically. Okay, that's the reason we are calling this use effect. Usually we use use effect. So this is like an you can use use effect for, it is a replacement of lifecycle methods. In the class components, you'll be having a couple of lifecycle methods. The same thing you can do with the help of this use effect hook. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I have imported the use effect hook. I need to use effect. I'm going to write one fetch call. So let me write a fetch call here. So just I need to write a fetch call. We can use this fetch, okay, in order to do an API call, and in order to hit an API. So I'm do HTTP localhost. I will be doing 8080 support, which Spring Boot Tomcat server usually runs by default. And let me give this as hello, or any of the one. And once this endpoint is clicked, then you are going to call this, and you'll be getting the response. Okay, you'll be getting the response. This is a promise. I'm writing a promise. Once you get the response, as we are using fetch, that response, we need to convert that as a JSON. Okay, but we are just returning back a string. So I think just we convert that to a string is enough. If we convert that to response.text, that is enough. So now I'm going to write one more parser here. So that response you'll be getting here as a pipeline. You'll be getting the response here. Now we are converting that response as a text because we are returning the string. That's it. If you're passing any of the JSON or something, you can keep as a JSON. And once the converted text would be available in the result, and that result we can console that result. Okay, console means that we'll be getting in the console. Clear? So just what we are doing, whenever a component is loaded, okay, only the initial mount. Okay, whenever a component is loaded, this use effect would be triggered automatically. Whenever this app component is loaded, then this use effect would be triggered automatically, and this fetch call would be done. Okay, this is done only once because you are using a arrow, a dependency, empty dependency array you are using as empty dependency array. So that's the reason this function would be executed. This callback function in the use effect would be executed only once on the component mounted. Everyone clear, right, on this? Fine. Now let's see, go back there and let's see the React application. I'm inspecting here. I will go back here, and in the console, if you see, you'll be getting error in the connection, refuse the error. Why we are getting this? Because whenever I refresh this, what happens? The app component would be loaded, and this app component, what does this app component does? It will try to hit this hello. Okay, as this hello is not yet running, this hello, it will try to hit the hello, and this is not yet available. Our Spring Boot application is not yet available yet. So that's the reason you'll be getting this issue. You'll be not getting, your server also should be ready, right? That's the reason you'll be getting this issue. Now we'll go back here in the Spring Boot application. We need to run this Spring Boot application here. So that is what we need to do. Apart from this, we also need to import @cross origin at the top. So then you will not be getting any of the cross origin issues. So let me import like this, cross origin. Okay, this is what you need to do. So once you import this, then it means all the websites, you will not get any of the cross origin issues when you are doing this. Clear? Now let's see this get mapping. We are getting some issue here, invalid character. I don't know what is this invalid character. Let me remove this. So even I'm getting this. Okay, give me a second. Invalid character. So I cannot convert from character to a string. So usually this should be working. This is how we are going to give the map and the hello. I think there is some syntactical issue here. Give me a second. I will try to sort out it. We have a public string hello @request parameter value equal to name. This is a query parameter, comma default value is equal to Spring Boot. Yes, Spring, and we have opened the function. return. Yes, we are returning some value. The git mapping is not, this is not accepting as a valid one. Why? So give me a second. So this should be okay. I think we need to use a double quotations. Let me check that. Yes, it is using the double quotations. So most of the same issue I used to face, most of the developers coming from the back end, from the front end. So they feel that the double quotations and the single quotations are the same. Okay, we may feel that double quotation and single quotation is the same, but it is different here. Okay, it is, we need to give it in the double quotations itself. For the front end development, you can see if I keep a double quotation or a single quotation for anything, it will not complain us because both are the same in our case. See here I have given a single quotation, but here in the properties attributes, it is a double quotation. It will not complain us. Okay, but whereas in a Spring Boot application, you need to mention this with a double quotation itself. Clear? Now how to run this Spring Boot application? Just click here. Just if you click run, okay, and if I open the terminal, I will enlarge this terminal. Your Spring Boot application will be running here. Once your Spring Boot application, the Spring Boot application will be embedded automatically the Apache Tomcat server in it. Okay, so that's the reason it will be running in the C. It is running, so you'll be getting something called started this application. So if you go back and you just check whether the local host 8080, click this 8080 localhost, it is working or not. If you get something like the white label error page like this, it means your Spring Boot application is working fine. It is running fine. Clear, everyone? So this is running absolutely fine. Our Spring Boot application is running on one hand and our React application is working on the other hand. Now let's refresh this. Now I'm refreshing this. Now this hello component would be triggered. So let me go back. Now let's check what is the issue. So now, yes, we are clicking hello. Okay. Yes. And hello component here is working. So this is also a Spring Boot application. It is working. So again, I think we got some error here. Illegal argument, invalid character found. So the reason behind this is, again, let me modify this to the double quotes here. So let's see now. So now once you do this, the hello call would be triggered. Okay, still it is failing. So let's see the reason. We are triggering and we are getting the cross origin issue. Yes, we are doing right thing, but something is wrong at the endpoint. Yes, it is hello. And I think this hello, this endpoint should be same as what you are requesting. This endpoint, this hello should be equal to this hello. So let's copy the same, this one here. So let me keep here. Yes, as it is HTTP, not HTTPS. This is the issue. Okay, fine. Now let's see. I will go back to the React application. From the React application, what we are doing, we're trying to hit the Spring Boot application. See now, the hello will be triggered. You are getting the hello. So let me, there are a number of couple of options that are going. So let me filter that with the hello. Now you got this hello. Yes, we could able to trigger it and you got a get. This is a get and you got a 200 successful success code status. Yes, we got hello Spring Boot. Okay, this is clear, right? Now this Spring Boot is what it is, a default code you kept here as a default code. That's the reason we are returning Spring Boot as a default code. But here we wrote something called request parameter. It means you can send one parameter called name and you can send some name in it. So let me try that. So I will keep a request parameter. How to keep a request parameter? Keep a hello. First you need to do a hello. You can do that here, or you can go in the React application and here you can do that. Okay, question mark name. Okay, that also you can do here, and you can equal to double equal to, and you can send some string. I will be sending this as a react.js. Okay, now if you go back there and if you see in the browser, okay, the request should happen here like something like this. Okay, and now we are passing the request parameter as well with the react.js. Now you'll be getting hello React. Clear, everyone? the request is now we are passing with the request parameters. Okay, and we are passing one more request param with the name, and this is a value we are passing, and this is how you are going to catch that with the name that is available here. The name is the one which you are passing, and in that name you'll be having in here in the name you'll be having the value of that whatever you are sending, that value can be extracted here. So this is a simple way to communicate, establish the communicate between a React application and the Spring Boot application. Hope everything is clear on this, right? Fine. So if you have any more doubts or anything, please join related to the course, or please join this WhatsApp group. Okay, you'll be getting a number of updates related to the React.js course and about other course as well. Try to join this WhatsApp group, and also if you, the classes from the React.js classes would be started from the tomorrow session. So from tomorrow, we are going to start a regular React.js course. Okay, from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. evening, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. Okay, and we'll be having a continuous sessions from tomorrow, from Monday to Friday. And what is the link to join is go to the Ashok IT. So there you will be having the link. So let me go here in the Ashok IT group, in the Ashok IT website, you can find the Zoom link as well. So more about the details about this you can find here. So here in the React.js course, if you see, the Zoom link would be available automatically. One second, I think I have missed it. Fine. Somewhere else here you'll be having that. Oh, yeah, sorry, it is at the top. Okay, here you'll be finding the Zoom links. You can find that, and the regular classes also. You can find this link now in this site, and you can join the regular classes from tomorrow. Clear, everyone? Okay, let me unmute now. You can ask your questions or doubts. Let me take your doubts here. Let me check this. Use inheritance. Okay, Jitendra is handling something. Okay, any doubts you can communicate here. Okay, sir, I'm 2018 passed out. Experience is needed. No, you don't need any experience to join this. I guess you don't need any experience. By keeping this, you can go with the 2 years experience of reactors. You can go. Okay, Jitendra, this is an industry standard for creating a project name. You're asking or telling. Didn't get it, Jitendra. So, but that is a industry standard. Okay, most of the cases everyone used to does. If they need any of the Spring Boot, the easiest way, that is not an industry standard way, but that is the easiest way to start a Spring Boot application. Okay, most of the cases they will be having their own boilerplate to create a Spring Boot applications. Clear? So coming to the React application, if your question is related to the React.js application, yes, mostly that would be the best part to start with the CLI. That should be in the double quotes. Yes, thank you. I have missed that. Thank you. Okay, name, use double quotes, use double quotes. Yeah, thanks for your help, Rajesh and Afrin. Rajesh, duration of fee. Yes, duration is like it will be having a 35 sessions. Okay, React would be having. I will be taking only 35 sessions. In these 35 sessions, we'll be learning. So I will be giving you whatever we are covering for the React. I will. Yes, I will post that here. I will ping that in the chat list. Let me ping that in the chat list. Duration is 35 sessions and the fee is 7,000. Rashekar, I think I have answered your question. And Venkat, React and React Native differences. So React we use for the web applications and the React Native is for the mobile applications. Clear? Any more doubts? So I will be sending you the index or the content which we are going to discuss as part of the React application. Okay, react.js, yes, fine. So I have sent that. So did everyone got this? Not sure. I have posted that. Any project is included? Yes, Pradeep, we are going to discuss about the e-commerce project. We are going to discuss about the e-commerce project here. And let me open that and let me go through the content, what we are going to discuss there. Okay. Okay, let me open this content. let's discuss on this content, what we are going to learn. So if there any doubts, you can post that here in the chat box. So this is the content we are going to learn. Okay, first unit would be the React JavaScript brush up. Okay, the prerequisite for this course is we need to have a HTML and CSS minimum knowledge. Okay, if not, I will be providing some links to brush up your skills. In the first unit, you need to will be learning about the JavaScript course. From tomorrow, we'll be starting with the React. From this unit, we'll be starting. So this we have already discussed in the last week. You'll be getting the recorded video sessions. Meanwhile, while we are discussing the React course also, I will be explaining a intro related all these topics. All these topics are needed for us to get started with the React. So those topics we have discussed in the last session. You can take that videos links and you can go through if you need it. And also I will be explaining them whenever they are needed when we are started with the React intro. So this is the content we are going to discuss. Okay, we'll be discussing about the importance of React, project setup, virtual DOM, how we are going to use the JSX, and about the React properties. Everything as a part of the unit 1, unit 2, everything will be discussing all the topics. Okay, and examples related to that topic. So these topics are we'll be learning in that way that we'll be ready to develop the project, the e-commerce project which are going to develop. All these topics will be helping us to develop that. Okay, will you cover TypeScript also? No, Haricharan, I guess your name. Will not be covering the TypeScript here. We'll be covering the JavaScript here because most of them directly will coming and jumping. They will be learning the React.js, right? So that's the reason we'll be learning them starting with the JavaScript itself, not with the TypeScript. Again, the TypeScript would be something which unknown part for them. Okay. So JavaScript would be, we'll be going the React.js course with the JavaScript. Okay. And TypeScript is just typically, it is like you're going to enhance your errors upfront. If you use TypeScript, what happens? You'll be getting all the errors at the compile time itself. It is a better way to use, but at the initial stages, everyone JavaScript will be the best way to start with the React.js. Okay, most of them, if you know JavaScript, it means you are comfortable to do React.js. 50% of the code you are comfortable to do with the React.js. Clear? So all this part we'll be discussing. In the third unit, we'll be learning about React properties, React hooks, not only state use effect, we'll be discussing about user ref as well, and how to create our own React hooks and rules of hooks, routing related to the routing, single page applications, and form validations, how only with the plain React and how with the formic and the HUP I will be showing. Styling, how the components styling should be done in the React.js. It doesn't mean that CSS part, but how we are going to do the styling for the React components, that will be seen here. Okay, all these topics we'll be discussing. Okay, how the Spring Boot integration, yes, of course, we have seen here, and Node.js integration, Spring Boot integration, and all the interview questions which we are available for the React. I will be taking the latest React questions and most asked interview questions related to the React.js, and we'll be discussing that in the sessions. And also we'll be discussing about the Redux design pattern as well. Clear? This would be the course content. I think I have sent it. So did everyone received it? So fees details is like it is 7,000. Rajshekhar, I have answered your question. So any more questions? So I have sent you the details, details of this index, like React.js course content. Did everyone got it? So again, I'm sending it. So check it once if you're getting it or not. If not, I will ask the admins to send it to you directly to your emails. Yes, I think now you got it, right? Is React.js related to Java? No, React.js is not related to the Java. React.js is completely related to the JavaScript library. Giridhar. Praveen, you are saying no. Yes, I think it is on the top here. You can see here, I guess, Praveen. You can download the content from here. So any more doubts? Hello. Yep. Have you sent the details or email? No, Pradeep. have sent the emails, not the details. So I have discussed the details now. Okay, I have sent in the react.js content course. So whatever we have discussed here, so this content course I have sent in the chat box. This is what I have sent in the chat box. You can see that in the chat box here. Pradeep, any more doubts? So what you'll be getting with this course is not received. So here you can see, right? I mean, I'm sharing my screen. I have sent it from me to everyone. It went. Send in the WhatsApp group. Okay, sure. We'll be sending that in the WhatsApp group. Fine. How long this course? 35 sessions. So let me write all these details in the notepad so that everyone will be getting. So what you'll be getting with this course is you'll be getting the video links available for 6 months. Okay, all the recorded video sessions you will be getting for 6 months. Clear? And you'll be getting a soft copy material, whatever we discuss on the day to day. Okay, like this, I will be writing the notes. That copy of notes I will be uploaded in the Ashok IT website. From there, you can download this and you'll be getting the recorded video links, and that would be available for 6 months. Okay, the fee is 7,000 rupees, and the duration is 35 sessions. Okay, and you'll be having a real-time project. I will be showing about the authentication or how to authenticate a user. Okay, with the help of the Firebase, how to deploy the project with the help of the Firebase. That all we can see with the real-time project. Okay, and the class timings are 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST, Monday to Friday. Clear? Any more details you need? So we'll be having a Telegram group would be created for us. So we will be having a Telegram group. So once you're paid and you're into this course, there will be a Telegram group created and you will be added to that. There we can discuss about the exercises and errors you are getting, and you can submit your exercises there with the help of the code pen. We can correct. We can discuss more in this Telegram group. Clear? What is rendering and routing in React? Do we get recording videos? Yes, we'll be getting recording videos, and that will be available for the 6 months. Rendering means routing means whatever you click something, okay, based upon your click, the route changes, and based upon that route, the component would be rendered. Rendering means that what you see, how the component is loaded in the DOM is known as the rendering. Routing means if you change something route, the related component would be loaded. Okay, hope you understood this. How we Dockerize React code and deploy with Jenkins. No, deployment with the Jenkins will not be covering here. So Dockerization also will not be covering here. But I will try to do that at the end of the course. Okay. How to Dockerize a React code, right? Yes, we'll try to add that in the course content. That's a good part. I will try to add this, Pradeep. We'll try to add this Dockerizing the React code. Anything else? If not, from tomorrow evening 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. we can connect. Hope everyone joins the session. Okay, if no doubts, we can stop the session here itself. Clear, right? What we get from the course. Okay, we will be learning a number of things here about the React interview questions, React internal parts as well. Okay. Any more doubts? Anyone? Any more doubts? Hope everything is clear from my end. Fine. Thank you. Thanks for joining. This course is UI full stack or react.js only. This is for react.js course. This is not a UI full stack. This is only for the react.js course. Rasheka. Yes, you can record. You can listen in the recording, Pradeep. Any more questions? Okay, fine. Thank you. We'll meet in the tomorrow session. Thank you. Thanks all.